Welcome to Gas and Watts. Honda's at Hallet is in 2 weeks, so we're gonna get this car ready for tech inspection. This is gonna be Shang's first time at the track, so I'm gonna run him down, do the checklist, and make sure everything's ready. I'm Abe.
I'm Shang.
And let's get started.
Like Abe said, this is going to be my first time on a track. We're going to run through this checklist here. But before we do that, Abe, tell us what we're driving.
Alright, so right here is a 2019 ILX. It is a front-wheel drive, has 201 horsepower. It has a 8-speed DCT. So this is a pretty fun car to drive. It has a K24 motor, only 3,000 pounds. So it has a pretty good power to weight ratio.
The tires, are we going to run these tires on track day, or we're going to change them up? I mean, they look great, but I can drive them stock too, but...
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe we can change it out later. These are the Michelin Cross Climate, and their tread wear is pretty high. It's meant to daily drive, get as much miles as you can. Like you said, it's pretty much for all climate, right? Mm-hmm. So if you take it to the track, it probably can't handle the heat that much. So it's going to tear it up. Hopefully the other set that I have that we can put in will do a little better, but since this is your first time, I don't think you're going to be trying to chase some personal records or anything.
I don't think so either.
So as long as you can get some seat time, you know, that's the main thing that counts, and you get your personal instructor to teach you the ropes of the track. But yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm really excited. Let's get started on this checklist here.
So the first thing we're going to do is check the brake fluid in the car, make sure everything's full, make sure it's not old. I'm just going to run this down. I have actually just flushed the brake on this car since it just hit 100,000 miles pretty much. It's a little over. Yep. So it's nicely topped off, fresh fluid. You want to make sure it's not old and has water in it, or else it's gonna be, the fluid is gonna easily boil, and if it boils, your car's not gonna stop. So you don't want that. All right, what's the next thing on the checklist?
So we got brake pedal. So we gotta check and see
brake pedals. So pretty much you just get in the car. Just give it a nice press, and it has a good pedal feel. It's not going down all the way to the ground. It's definitely gonna stop. So that one's done.
And now we gotta check the brake pads.
All right, well, what I'm aiming for is the center of the subframe. So we can jack up both sides at one time. Oh, man, this is a workout. The jack stands, make sure we're safe. Hopefully it's high enough. Oh man, gotta raise it. And that's why I have two jacks. Just gonna check the thickness of the brake pads. We got this caliper measurement tool, and stick this in here. .26. Oh man, we are just at the level that we need to be. to make it to this track day. So, well,
Lucked out for me, right? So we don't have to change the whole
yeah,
pad, so it's great.
next track day we'll definitely change the brake pads. But for this one, it should be good.
All right, the next things are brake hose and lines.
Your brake hose and lines. You just want to check the brake lines, see if there's any bulging or like cracking, since it's rubber hose. Some cars do have stainless steel, but this one's still stock. This one's pretty stock.
And it looks kind of good, so no cracking. So.
Everything's looking
All right, the next thing is brake lights.
good. Brake lights. Yeah, this one should be easy.
Yeah.
Just gonna get back here. Press on the brakes. Let me know if all the brakes turns on. All the brake lights turns on. Good.
Yeah, it looks good. Both lights came on.
Nice. Third brake light.
Third brake light. Yep, came on. All good on the brakes. All right, so the next thing is tires.
So for tires, this will just be an example since we have these wheels out already instead of the other wheels. You mainly just want to see if your tires have any bulging or cracking. You got pretty good thread depth. Uh, Usually, you want to know how old the tire is. Also, around I think after 5 years, you don't really want to check those tires. Uh, you want to see if there's any cracks on the rims or bends. These ones, they look good. No cracks or bends. So this was good. One last thing on the tires, you do want to double check your tire pressure. On the side of the door, usually tells you the proper tire pressure it should be at. This car also does come equipped with tire sensor on the dash, so I know how much tire pressure is on this all the time. If it doesn't, you do need to check because if you overinflate or underinflate, that's really bad for the tires. Can really make it wear out a lot faster or not perform the best it could. Our next on the checklist is checking if your suspension and bearings are good. Usually, if the bearings are bad, you'll start hearing it like grinding, but everything's running smooth. Suspension wise, checking your bushings if any of them are worn out. You give it a tug side to side, up and down. There's not really any play or anything. That means the bushings are good. If it's like shaking, then you'll definitely need to change your bushings. Alright, windshield. You're pretty much looking for like cracks that will be like on your field of vision, I guess, that can distract you. Like, let's say you're driving, the sun is beaming right at your face, and it hits that crack and it blinds you. And that's really dangerous. So this one's pretty clear. Everything's good. Next thing for the checklist is the lug nuts needs to be properly torqued. You wouldn't want it to be loose, and that could cause your lugs to get sheared off and lose the wheel while you're driving in the track. That'd be really scary. But most cars, they are around just 80 foot-pounds of torque. This specific car in the driver's manual does say 80 foot-pounds of torque. So we're gonna torque this down, and when you torque it down, you just do that so it clicks, and doing a star pattern, which is going from here to here to here to here to here, to make sure that they get tight evenly. Do a second round. Alright. They torqued, and those are good. Nice. Mirrors. Well, it is completely stock, so we have our one mirror that's still intact. Our side mirrors, and that's your mirrors. We gotta check the seat belts if it's working properly. You give it a quick tug, it should lock, and it is. It is a pretty new car. Just make sure it's secured in case you get in an accident. So that's good. For the interior, you have to make sure there's no loose objects. Anything can get stuck underneath your pedal. Like you need to stop, something gets in the blocks your brake pedal, and you can't stop. You're gonna hit the car in front of you or go straight into the dirt, causing accidents. Or your floor mats, keeping the accelerator down and causing an accident. So during track days, we'll need to take all the floor mats out. Everything's clear. So nothing else. Take the trunk. You don't want anything just flying around inside. It's pretty clear. Battery. The battery tie down is still intact. It's nice and tight. It won't fly off while you're driving. So one of the things that they recommend you having inside a car is a fire extinguisher. This one specifically is the BC fire extinguisher, which is a dry chemical. In case there's fire, this would come in handy, but you don't have to have it. It would just be nice. In this case, since this is my fiance's car, she doesn't need it. So the final things to remember is once you get to the track, make sure you bring full-length cotton clothing, long sleeve pants, in case there is a fire. That's going to help protect your skin. And the very last thing are your helmets. So these has to be Snell approved. For this one, you can see this is a SA 2020 and they last for 15 years. So this is still certified. And Shane, you have your helmet?
Yep, just got my helmet a couple of days ago. Very excited to go on this track day, experience it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for you. Oh man, like, well, we've done the checklist, so I guess you are gas proof.
Awesome. Yep, I just need to put this on and right here.
All right, with that said, I believe the car is fully ready for the track. How do you feel about it, Shane?
I'm so excited about it. I'm ready to go. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I mean, like Abe said before on his other video, I was doing a lot of sim racing and Gran Turismo and everything like that. I really want to experience the real thing, and this is like my first time going, so I'm very excited. But with that, join us next time when we go to the track, as well as check out these videos here of Abe fixing up his track car that he's going to take, the GS300. So yeah, check it out. Please consider subscribing, like the video if you enjoyed it, and thank you. Have a great one. See you next time.